Hey everybody, welcome back to Backstage Bimbo TV. My name is Alycen Rowse, your most notorious groupie and author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie, me. So today's episode of Cocktails and Rocktails, I would like to dedicate to a band's base of fans who has been one of the biggest, most supportive, awesome base of fans and welcomed me into their fold, and I thank you guys so much and I love you for it. Just everybody, Renee, Rachel, everybody, Bonnie, thank you guys so much for letting me be part of your world. So we're going to talk today about the Scorpions. Now, I do have a lot of different Scorpions passes, but I'm just going to go ahead and use these. And let me tell you a little bit more about the passes. So when me and my friends are hanging out with the band, somebody may be with the opening, someone from the opening band. Somebody may be with someone from the headliner. And this is why I always have multiple passes, because me and my friends are with different guys in different bands. So we always have tons of passes for every show. Like I said with Kip Winger, we learned how to take up the guest list so we can kind of control backstage. And today's cocktail to go with the Scorpions is going to be the champagne, because every time I was with them, there was champagne. And there was 2 cases of Dom this night that we're going to talk about. So everybody, kick your feet up, grab some bubbly. Welcome to Cocktails and Rocktails on Backstage Bimbo TV with the Scorpions. I so love my champs. So this time, the night I'm going to talk, I'm not going to talk about the first time I met the Scorpions, because it was a typical hotel bar the night before. Go to Benihana's, get drunk, start pissing off the Benihana cook. Yeah. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Not a lot of drugs, but. So tonight we're going to talk about one of the times I was hanging out with them. And they were filming for MTV Germany this night here in Salt Lake City. A lot of things get filmed in Salt Lake City because we have some of the best crowds. Half of the live videos in the 80s that you see, Salt Lake City. Like when they're running across the front row and showing the crowd, I can literally pick out people I know from that crowd. Because the Salt Lake City crowd was always notoriously awesome. And it was a great place to film. And like I've said, bands take days off here, so they're going to film when they have time. So in Today with the Scorpions, they had not been in town the night before. We were expected up there. We got a phone call from one of the guys. And so we go up to the back of the Salt Palace, which you guys have now seen, kind of the back area where the buses were. So we go up there to buy the buses at a certain time. We know sound check's always around 4 o'clock, so we get there about 3 because we know this is what time the guys are going to be getting here. See a couple of the road crew guys. We're standing in the parking lot talking to them. You know, they bring us across the line past security and all that. And just hanging out when the limos start pulling up. And out of the first one jumps Klaus. I've known Klaus previously. We've been together. He sees me. So, of course, he comes over. We say hello. We get caught up. We just have your typical rock talk. The next one that comes up is Rudolph Shankers and Matthias. And Rudolph takes one look at my friend Lisa, because I was with my friends Lisa and Cammie for this little rock and roll adventure. And Lisa's a beautiful blonde, nice rack, you know. He goes over to her, introduces himself. He kind of is like white on rice to her, so they take off. And we all just kind of take off to the backstage. Open some bubbly. And all of us are just hanging out, enjoying the time. So MTV Germany was filming. And they're filming out in the parking lot while they are pulling up. So they've already filmed these interactions. And Klaus and everybody, they're telling Cammie and us about it. And they have a little room in the back that's going to be the meet and creep room for after the show, But before the show, they've had the road crew guys gather a few girls out of the crowd and put them in the meet and creep room, got everybody the red Solo cup with the drink or whatever in it. And Klaus and Rudolph and everybody's telling us that they have to go in and film some promos for MTV Germany, and they want us to be in the room with them. So we go in the room, and there's a few of the, you know, old guard groupies that don't like us. Oh, wah, wah, wah. And, you know, a few other girls we kind of know. Everybody say hi to my kitty, Suki. Bye, Suki. So, and they put the band in the front row, and the girls are all trying to, like, shimmy up and get, you know, the good spots, as you do when you know you're going to be on TV or whatever. Most people do this. No, the band grabs us, me and Cammie and Lisa. I almost think Kristen was there, but she was with someone in the opening band, so I really wasn't around her. Like I said, so many times of hanging out with the Scorpions, it all kind of blends in. But so we're standing in the front row, and they're filming MTV Germany, and the only thing that they tell us is Klaus turns around, he's all, whenever I say Salt Lake City, everybody just raise your glass and say, woohoo! So that was my big debut for Dave. Woohoo! MTV Germany. Yeah. I didn't care. I was with Klaus. And the world could see. And I was going to have a great night, like I always did with these guys. So we kept filming, and I've tried to find this footage for the past 10 years, and I cannot find it. So if anybody can find any Scorpions videos from like 88 to 90, promo from MTV Germany, post the link in the comments. I would love to see this because I've never seen it. And I'm blonde at the time, I believe. Probably wearing a, what do you call it? My purple suede fringed John Bon Jovi looking jacket. So, you know, we're all just standing there. The girls, you can hear a couple of the girls, Lisa and, what's her name? That worked at the radio station. Her name started with T. Trudy. You can hear them making comments in the peanut gallery. So Klaus turns around. He's like, you don't like our setup? You can leave, ladies. Because he's pissed off. Don't talk shit about his groupie. No. The boys are very protective and very respectful to the women they like. The women they've passed on, not so much. Sorry, ladies. But shouldn't have been a bitch to me back then. I wouldn't be a bitch to you now. So anyway, we do this filming. We're starting to have a good time. We watch the show. Go to the meet and creep. After the show, the Scorpions had rented out this huge family fun park full of, you know, different kind of like stock car racing, mini race cars, you know, the long jet cars and stuff, putt-putt and stuff like this. So we all jump in a couple limos, me and Cammie and Lisa. Klaus and, you know, the band, all of us. No other girls were with him. It was just me and Cammie and Lisa. Any of those girls that were there for the woohoo, I don't know. I don't know where everybody was because, you know, only two of the guys in the band were taken, so there's plenty of room for more. I guess the band just didn't want to take any other with them, any other women. So we get out there, and there are probably, I think there were 2 cases of Dom Perignon. Like, limo driver just opens up the trunk, takes him out, and just sets him down, kind of in the middle where we're standing. And I'm like, oh, because Mama loves her Dom. So I grab a bottle, and I just pop and hoist, and just start, woo, let's go play, because I'm always the one to instigate. I don't know if I've said this before, but there's a certain laugh I have that if you hear it, either you go home and lock the doors, or you go home and get bail money and come back. We're going to have fun. So we're having fun. Klaus and I are, you know, we're together. We're holding hands, kissing, you know, doing the couple thing. And we're racing. We get into those long little jet cars, going down that really awesome straight shot. We're racing. We're having a good time, shaking the champagne on them. Woo, gotta go get another bottle, because there's plenty. There's like the band, the tour manager, and us girls, and a couple roadies. That was it. Midnight at this family fun place that the Scorpions have just paid to keep open for them and them alone. Which is awesome. The Scorpions were always one of the funnest bands I hung out with. They're always doing cool stuff for their road crew, or, you know, with the groupies and stuff. It was never a dull time. Never. One of the last times I hung out with them was the last couple of shows of the tour. So they just got all their road crew together, took them to this really awesome high-end kind of brew pub here in Salt Lake City, and just treated them and left the tab open all night long. And like I said, one of the coolest bands to hang out with because they're always so much fun. And Klaus is such a sweetheart. I mean, just really one of my top 5 favorite musicians to hang out with because we just have a lot of fun together. So Klaus and I get done doing our little race car thing, and he's going to grab a bottle, and I've got a bottle, so I jump into the little bumper cars because there's a whole nother racetrack next to this one that's all these bumper cars. And Matthias is on there, and I'm trying to catch up to Matthias, and I'm just being all competitive, and woo, I'm going to kick your ass, and woo! That's the theme of tonight, guys, of the Scorpions, of this night, and woo! So I'm trying to pass Matthias, and he's trying to, you know, zigzag and keep me from passing and take up the whole road. So, and they're bumper cars, so I just come up behind him and just wham. Just slammed his ass right in the back of that car. And next thing you know, fire. Just fire. I caught his, I hit him so hard, his little engine just burst on fire. Poor Matthias is just looking back and like, what the hell? Don't worry, ladies. No Matthiases were hurt in this little accident. No hair burn, no nothing. He was okay. He was okay. He was still pretty. He was all right. Yeah, so we have to get off the thingy. And, you know, Klaus and I kind of took off and started playing the putt-putt golf together. And, you know, after a couple hours, you know, the night is winding down. It's already getting to be about 3 o'clock in the morning. Because the show was over by the time we get out of there and meet and creep. It's 11:30. It's midnight by the time we get to there. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We all want to go to bed. Christina and Rudolph were hitting it off. Cammie was just being sociable as usual. Kind of the third party. And then Klaus and I wanted to go be together, so we all jumped back in the limos, headed back downtown to Salt Lake City, and went to the Marriott, because that's where everybody stayed. I know a lot of the stories, they begin and end at the Marriott, but it's what's in between that really matters. So if it seems repetitive and beginning to end, then probably pay attention to what's going on in the middle, because that's the important part. And that was the important part this night. There was just us girls. Like I said, they had a room full of women. The Klaus, anybody, they could have taken with us and just had this big rockin' naked party. Because a lot of people see the movie like Rockstar, and they think that's what it was like in the 80s. Never, there were never big party orgy thingies. Maybe once or twice in 30 some odd years of hanging out backstage have I seen a party like that. But not in Salt Lake. Salt Lake City, like I said, was so much more, because we had more time to spend with our rockers. We had more time to do things, like go up to Park City or Sundance and Snowmobile, or dinners, or go visit the temple grounds, or stupid things. So we got to bond with our rockers more, and this is another night that I was really fortunate to bond with Klaus, because I enjoyed being with Klaus all the time. Like I said, he was so sweet, and he was just so attentive. And most rock stars, I've been very lucky. All rock stars I've hung out with, whether it be one night, 1 year, one tour, one lifetime, I've been very lucky to be very spoiled and very protected and respected by the musicians. And Klaus was never any exception. Plus, I kind of like the way he kissed. He was good at that, among other things. But we'll talk about that on the Patreon. And so, yeah, we just get back downtown. We go back up to the Marriott. I go up to my room. Lisa goes up to hers. Cammie goes home. The next morning, Lisa and I are leaving. And we're meeting in the lobby. And, of course, we're rehashing, you know, what happened after. And kind of just doing the walk of shame and reveling in the afterglow and everything. And so Lisa's like, yeah, she's like, I farted in Rudolph's face. What? She's like, he was down on me and it just sort of slipped out. Like, what did he do? She's like, Nothing. He just kept going. So well done, Rudolph, for taking it all in stride, you know. Because I don't know if I would have been able to stay down there. It depends. Silent or deadly or just a puff in the face. I don't know. So, anyway, said goodbye to Klaus the next morning. And yes, I did see him again. And like I said, I enjoy Klaus so much. Come over to my Patreon and we'll discuss more. The nitty-gritty of Klaus, Meine, from the Scorpions. So yeah, there's one of the nights. Here we go. That's one of the nights that got to hang out with the Scorpions. Got to have this wild, fun time that was just for me and my friends and the band out at the family fun park. And I got to be on MTV Germany and like never got to see it. So if anybody does find it, put the link down here. I'd love to see the video. Alright guys, thanks again for tuning in to Backstage Bimbo TV. I hope all you Scorpions fans enjoyed this little story and how much fun they are, and just really truly how cool they are. And anybody who's met the guys, whether in the meet and creep room or as a groupie or as a friend, they know just how cool, old school the Scorpions are. And so was Klaus. That's why I was with him time and time again. Alright guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bells, and we'll see you next week with some cocktails and rocktails here on Backstage Bimbo TV.